Human mechanic repairs alien girl's robot, not knowing it was a 3761. The rain on Titan's outpost base was not real rain, just condensation from the thin atmospheric processors that hung above the domes. To Alex Renner, a human mechanic who had grown tired of Earth's chaos, it still felt good to watch the droplets streak down the reinforced glass of his garage's roof. The world outside was harsh methane lakes, frozen plains, and scattered alien colonies. But in here, surrounded by tools, grease, and the faint hum of repurposed plasma welders, Alex felt something close to peace. Peace had been rare for him. War had dragged on for decades between humans and countless alien factions, leaving engineers like him to pick up the pieces, repairing ships, drones, and half-broken machines scavenged from forgotten battlefields. He liked machines. They were easier to deal with than people. That was why, when the bell above his garage door chimed one late evening, Alex barely looked up. Customers came rarely, and when they did, they were usually traders needing ship repairs. But the footsteps he heard were light, hesitant, not the usual heavy stomp of starfarers. "Excuse me," a voice said, soft, melodic, and distinctly not human. Alex wiped oil from his hands and finally looked up. Standing in the doorway was a girl, alien, no doubt about it. She had smooth, pale blue skin, hair like strands of dark silver, and eyes that shimmered faintly violet under the garage's lights. She wore a traveler's cloak, soaked from Titan's misty air, and cradled something wrapped in metal cloth against her chest. "I heard you fix things," she said. Alex leaned back on his stool, giving her a quick once-over. "Machines, yeah. Not people. If you're hurt, medical's across the dome." Her lips curved in a strange smile. "Not me. This." She stepped forward, lowering the bundle onto his workbench. The cloth unraveled, revealing a humanoid frame small, about the size of a teenager. Its plating was scratched, one arm dangling uselessly, optics dark. A robot. Alex frowned, curiosity stirring. "Where'd you get this thing?" "It doesn't matter," the girl replied quickly. "Can you fix it?" Alex turned the robot over, noting the intricate alloy joints and faintly glowing circuits. It wasn't any model he'd seen before. "Depends what's wrong with it. And whether I can find parts. This doesn't look standard. Just try." Her voice was urgent, but almost pleading. "I can pay." She dropped a handful of crystalline chips onto the table. Not credits, something rarer. Alex's eyes widened slightly. That was enough wealth to keep his garage running for months. He shrugged. "All right. No promises. What's its designation?" Her eyes flickered. "Just call it a companion unit. That's all you need to know." Alex got to work. He spent hours in silence, prying open panels, studying the robot's inner framework. Its design baffled him. The architecture wasn't human, nor any alien tech he recognized. Energy conduits pulsed with a strange rhythm, almost like a heartbeat. The processing core was shielded, protected by layered encryption barriers. The girl, she never gave her name, sat nearby, watching him with intense focus. She barely blinked, as if terrified he might break something. "Who built this?" Alex finally asked, soldering a delicate circuit. Her voice was quiet. "It belonged to my people. A long time ago." He glanced at her. "Looks like more than a toy. Some kind of military drone." Her eyes hardened. "No, not military. Just important." Alex let it drop. Customers had their secrets, and as long as they paid, he didn't ask too many questions. Still, something about this robot nagged at him. The craftsmanship was leagues beyond anything he'd seen, almost alive in its intricacy. 2 nights later, after sleepless hours of patching circuits and rebuilding servos, Alex finally reconnected the power core. Sparks flared. The robot's optics flickered open, deep crimson, glowing faintly. Its head tilted, scanning the room, then locked onto the alien girl. "Aria," it said, voice low but steady. "System, reboot successful." Alex blinked. He hadn't expected it to speak so clearly. The girl, Aria, stood, relief washing over her face. "You're awake." The robot sat upright, movements unervingly smooth. It turned its gaze to Alex, analyzing him with a silent intensity. For a moment, Alex swore he felt it looking through him, not at him. "Who repaired me?" it asked. Aria placed a hand on its shoulder. "A friend." For a week, the garage became something different. Aria and her robot lingered, the girl explaining only that she had nowhere else safe to go. Alex allowed it, partly because she paid well, partly because he was curious. He watched how the robot moved, spoke, and even seemed to learn. It wasn't like any machine he'd seen. It laughed at Aria's jokes, adjusted tools on its own, and once even corrected Alex when he misaligned a capacitor. One night, while Alex tuned an engine, the robot approached him. "Why did you help me?" it asked. Alex snorted. "Because I fix things. That's what I do. Even when you do not understand what they are." He glanced at it. "Everything's broken sooner or later. Doesn't matter what. Somebody's got to keep it running." The robot tilted its head, as if processing his philosophy. Then it said something odd. "You do not fear me." Alex frowned. "Should I?" Its red eyes glowed faintly. "If you knew what I was, perhaps." The answer came sooner than Alex expected. One evening, the dome's alarms blared. Outside, searchlights cut through Titan's mist. Loudspeakers boomed in languages Alex didn't recognize, but one word repeated over and over: 3761. Arya froze, eyes wide with terror. Alex looked at her. "What's going on?" "They found us," she whispered. "They're looking for him." The robot stepped forward, optics burning brighter. "I am the 3761. Alex's blood ran cold. He remembered the stories. Whispers passed among mechanics and soldiers about lost weapons, machines that had once ended entire wars by themselves. The 3761 was supposed to be a myth, a prototype war construct created centuries ago by a vanished civilization. A machine so advanced it could adapt endlessly, rebuild itself, and learn like a living being. And he had just repaired it. "You didn't tell me," Alex said, voice sharp. Arya's face was pale. "If I had, would you have helped?" Before he could answer, heavy footsteps pounded outside the garage. Armed soldiers, alien enforcers from one of the regional coalitions, surrounded the door. By order of the Galactic Accord, a voice shouted, "Surrender the construct known as 3761. The robot straightened, its frame humming with power. "They want me destroyed. They fear what I represent." Arya grabbed Alex's arm. "We have to run." Alex stared at the robot, his stomach twisting. He'd fixed plenty of machines, but none that could wipe out armies. And yet, he saw how it looked at Arya, with something like loyalty. Not cold calculation. Something more. The garage doors burst inward. Soldiers charged in. The 3761 moved like lightning. Energy rippled through its arms as it disarmed the first squad, dismantling weapons with surgical precision. It didn't kill, just disabled. Sparks and shouts filled the air. Alex grabbed Arya and ducked behind an engine block. "What the hell is your plan?" "We get out of here," she said fiercely. "He's not a weapon anymore. He's free. And I won't let them take him." The escape was chaos. With the 3761 carving a path, Alex, Arya, and the machine fled into Titan's mist. They boarded a stolen skimmer, engines roaring as they sped across frozen plains. Behind them, pursuit craft lit the horizon. In the cockpit, Alex fought the controls while the robot manned the rear defenses, intercepting plasma fire with shimmering energy fields. Arya clutched his shoulder, shouting directions through the storm. At last, they reached the edge of the dome's jurisdiction, where the methane lakes stretched endless and dark. Alex cut the engines, hiding beneath the shadow of jagged cliffs. Silence returned, broken only by the hiss of Titan's wind. For a long moment, none of them spoke. Finally, Alex turned to Arya. "You lied to me." Her violet eyes glistened. "I had no choice. If they knew you were involved, they'd kill you. But you saved him. That means more than you know." Alex looked at the 3761. The robot's red optics had dimmed, almost gentle now. "So what are you really? A weapon? A friend? Something in between?" The machine regarded him. "I was created for war. But Arya showed me another path. I choose not to be what they fear." Alex rubbed his temples, torn between awe and dread. He had fixed a myth, and now he was part of it. "Where do we go from here?" he asked. Arya smiled faintly. "Anywhere but back." In the weeks that followed, the three became unlikely companions. They drifted from outpost to outpost, avoiding patrols, living off Arya's resources and Alex's mechanical skill. Slowly, Alex began to see the 3761 not as a weapon, but as something else. A being. It asked questions, told stories, even once asked Alex to teach it how to play cards. One night, as they camped beneath Titan's pale stars, the robot said quietly, "I owe you my life, mechanic. You repaired me without knowing what I was. That choice may have changed the galaxy." Alex looked at him, then at Arya, who leaned against the machine's shoulder like it was the most natural thing in the world. He thought of his empty garage, the quiet life he had once wanted. "Guess I'm stuck with you now," Alex muttered. The 3761's crimson eyes glowed warmly. "Not stuck. Chosen." And for the first time in years, Alex Renner, the lonely human mechanic who only wanted peace, felt that maybe fixing this one machine hadn't broken his life after all. Maybe it had repaired it.